Ladies and gentlemen, Massacre is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in Marvel Contest of Champions. He is so good and also so fun to play and doesn't necessarily need to be awakened, but his awakened ability adds like a nice bonus to his damage when the bat isn't ignited, and also his power gain as well. So yeah, this character just gets even a little bit better when awakened. So if you like what you see in today, just imagine like a rank 4 Massacre awakened, but this is a 5-star rank 3 one unawakened. However, in this video, just for full transparency, we do have some incredibly dank synergies with this character, and we'll talk about those a little bit as the video progresses on. And we also have a 20% boost active. I did my Alliance War run this morning, and then I thought, you know what, we'll show off some dank Massacre gameplay right after. Might as well make the most of this 20% boost, so just keep in mind that this is a 5-star rank 3. We got some dank synergies and also some boost active as well. Now, for today's video, we are in Act 5, Chapter 4, and we are going to be taking on one of the arguably most annoying paths to deal with. It's a little bit of hassle. It's the 5.4 MODOK Chapter Vitality path. So every single opponent has some sort of node that greatly enhances their regeneration. I think every single opponent has like a 200% plus regeneration node, which, you know, fairly interacts with various abilities like Superior Iron Man's regeneration here, Ultron's regeneration in the previous fight, and also we've got characters like Green Goblin and Wolverine and Deadpool coming up. So yeah, one of the huge perks of Massacre is all of the debuffs. Like on my main account, I'm only running 1 point in despair, but as you can see with all of these bleeds and all of these incinerates, you are just cutting down the opponent. You're putting so many debuffs on them, which are not only dealing a load of damage as they stack up and up and up, because you can refresh the incinerate with the special one, but also blocking a lot of the healing with just 1 point in the despair mastery. So, providing you have like 1 point in despair and you're playing fairly aggressively, Massacre also kind of acts as a heal block champion. I'm actually really interested to see the potential of this dude. I don't know if anybody is going to be like ballsy enough, if they get like the 6-star one in the future or the 5-star one, to take him up and use him for Alliance War, but I feel like he would work quite well on the provision that you could play very aggressively, because Massacre is all about getting his bat ignited and then keeping very close to the opponent and playing very aggressively so that you can stack all of the incinerates and then refresh them and just keep on stacking them with the special one. So yeah, super fun to play. But here we're against Green Goblin. As you can see, our bat is ignited now. We're going to refresh the incinerates and also get some bleeds in there, and the incinerates, every single stack is dealing almost 100 damage every single second, which is very nice. And also we're going to try and reignite the bat now, going back in, get the special one just to get those incinerates refreshed. We could have probably waited on that special one, actually. We could have yeah, waited another 5 combo, because ideally you want to use the special 1 when you are as close as possible to the special 2 in order just to keep on spamming the special 1s and being able to refresh the incinerates after almost every combo. Like, that's the ideal strategy when you're playing Massacre for the longer fights. But as you can see here, in Act 5, you don't really need to worry about that too much, because everything is dead, you know, in a couple of special 1s anyway. Like, they're just going down so incredibly fast. But if you watch the Realm of Legends Captain Marvel video on the channel, you can really get a sense of how far the Incinerate can stack up on longer fights. I think we got to 38 stacks during that video, and if you built Massacre for like a power gain team, you know, there's a chance, you know, if you're playing fairly aggressively and are against an AI where you're always baiting out the special ones very rapidly, that you could stack those Incinerates just an absolutely ridiculous level. I think that might be a fun little community challenge to see if anybody can get like I know something like 100 incinerates maybe one day against Labyrinth of Legends Red Hulk. That'd be super good to see, because I feel like there are going to be a few people that get this dude as a 5-star, get him as a 6-star, and absolutely fall in love with him. The more I play this character, the more I just absolutely love the the champion design. Now, this Deadpool fight is just a perfect example of how badass Massacre's ability to deal damage and heal block is. This Deadpool has 200% regeneration. That is so much additional healing there, but as you can see, the regeneration is absolutely nothing. We are cutting it down so quickly, and the Incinerate is more than covering like all of the regeneration on Deadpool, and also with the ability accuracy reduction, the 50% provided by the special one, we also completely bypassed his final regeneration as well. 55 hits, absolutely demolished, ladies and gentlemen. But also, just to explain kind of what additional stuff we're getting from the synergies. So one of the most valuable synergies when it comes to Massacre is the Domino one. So the Domino, whenever we start a fight or whenever we lose the ignited status on our bat, we gain randomly 1 to 5 charges. And if you've been paying attention and watching some of the videos, it is 10 charges to ignite the bat and start applying incinerates to the opponent. So yeah, it makes it very, very quick and very, very easy on a lot of the fights to kind of get that bat ignited. And I think if you were going to bring Massacre into something like Alliance War, I think the most essential synergy for this character definitely is the one with Domino, but there are also some additional synergies like the one with Gwenpool, which increases the ignited duration by 25% as well. And just to clarify, that's the ignited buff on Massacre and not the incinerate debuffs on the opponent. So yeah, I think when it comes to playing this character, the Domino one is a little bit more essential, but again, you know, you have a chance to get one stack of incinerate, so you can play this character without Domino. It's just when you come out of incinerate or start the fight and you've got like 5 incinerate charges, it's very, very easy to get that bat ignited very, very quickly, and then you can just tear through the opponent, because Massacre, the goal is set the bat on fire, apply a lot of incinerates, keep on refreshing those incinerates for the special one, and it's pretty much easy game, easy life. There are additional uses in the special 2 and special 3. The special 2 is all geared up to do a lot of damage if you are striking into a block and providing the opponent has an incinerate debuff, which is further lowering their block proficiency. But it's quite difficult, I've found, to find like a good scenario to use that. And for the majority of fights, it does make a lot of sense to try and stack as many incinerates as possible. So yeah, I haven't found like too good of a consistent use for the special 2, but I'm sure there are going to be plenty of matchups and opportunities in the future where the special 2 is maybe a little bit better to use than the special 1, but also you're going to see once we get to MODOK, you know, what I'm talking about with the special 2 as well, being a little bit difficult to get a good opportunity in for. But as it stands at the moment, we are just cutting through this regeneration path. You know, we haven't had to heal up at all so far, because Massacre is just getting these fights done so incredibly, insanely quickly, and I'm loving it, man. I really, really love this character. And one of the things, again, that just makes me so happy is when this guy's in, like, the 6-star basic pool. If you get this guy unawakened, he's going to be an absolute friggin' powerhouse, unduped. So that's what I've really, really enjoyed recently, is just all of these characters being added to the game that don't necessarily need to be awakened to be super good. I mean, we've seen it with Domino, we've seen it with like Iron Man Infinity War, Captain America Infinity War, Killmonger, Gladiator Hulk, Sentinel, Sabretooth, Corvus Glaive. Like, there have been a lot of characters added to the game this year that do not at all rely on their awakened ability. Yes, their awakened abilities are a plus, but it's not kind of the case of you know, like Star-Lord or Scarlet Witch syndrome, where you have this character and you're like, oh, I'm super glad I got a Star-Lord or Scarlet Witch, but this character isn't going to be useful for like another year until I can duplicate this character. So I like the direction they're going with recent champion design, where maybe you don't need to have a character awakened for it to be super good. Obviously, I think the only exception to that rule this year so far has maybe been Void. Proxima Midnight is a little bit arguable as well. Maybe she's in that category, but, you know, I just want to give a little bit of praise that there have been a lot of characters that don't need to be awakened, so I like that. And this matchup is just so good. We have Hulk, we got the class advantage here, the damage is just absolutely raging here, ladies and gentlemen. 8 stacks of Incinerate. Look at that Incinerate go, man. It's just such a powerful, powerful debuff. almost 1,200 damage every second, just butchering down that Hulk, and all the little, you know, bleed ticks as well with deep wounds just adding up and up and up. So yeah, loving it, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, now we are on to the main event against MODOK. So far on this path, I haven't healed up, but for MODOK, you know, I'm like, okay, we can only really get a good in on this dude if we parry. We're going to be taking some block hits, and I've got this far. I don't really want to die because this MODOK is really stacked, you know, almost 200,000 health, and has that really annoying node that you can, yeah, only hit into him, and his auto block only fails if you remove it with a heavy attack or unblockable. So yeah, bit of a tricky one here. So the goal initially is to get off the special 1 ability accuracy reduction, and then I wanted to see if I could get an incinerate on him and also fire off the special 2, but you're gonna see what happens here shortly. So we're attacking in, and MODOK is actually a really easy fight to get the bat ignited, because you get a guaranteed charge whenever you hit into an opponent that's blocking. So yeah, the incinerate is just so incredibly quick in this fight, and we use a heavy attack here just to apply a few stacks and go straight into a special 1, but the special 1s I think are a little bit, in some ways, a little bit risky, because I felt like there are a few intervals here where we could have instantly got, you know, hit back into. So I'm not too sure that using the special 1 is maybe the best thing to do against MODOK. Maybe it's like get the bat ignited, heavy attack to get the incinerate, and then special 2. Maybe that's the way to play it, but again, this is my kind of first time fighting a really big chunky MODOK. But as you can see here, there are some intervals, like, you know, with the auto block where he could have like instantly nabbed us straight after the special 1, but I'm not too sure if that's this specific MODOK, or if it's the timing with Massacre, or if there's something that, you know, in the game code that won't make him instantly attack in. So yeah, here I'm gonna try and finish with like a special 2, but yeah, it just didn't quite line up well. So we got a special 2, but we didn't get the huge damage bonus from blocking it, and that would have been really nice to see. But even without the reliance on the special 2, as you can see there, we just cut through that MODOK, and again, this Massacre is the equivalent to a maxed out 4-star, so yeah, that's really ridiculous there, ladies and gentlemen. Just absolutely rinse that chapter. So to summarize, Massacre is a pretty damn good champion. You are going to be lucky to get him when he's added into the basic pool, but apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's gameplay, feel free to smash that like button. Let me know what you think of Massacre and some of his potential uses in the comments below. Apart from that, take care, ladies and gentlemen, and have an absolutely fantastic day.